snacks.
Welcome back, all loaders and all snackers. We are here to discuss Batman versus Superman, which is literally like right around the corner.
Yes,
like
it is.
right where Gage is sitting.
Right where he is?
That's where Batman is.
Okay.
And, no, let's switch that.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Hey, this want to be over quick. Man, this segment was gonna be done real quick.
It's already over.
Quit this shit.
Right. I quit this. Yeah.
We're
Right
here
around
to
the corner.
we're here to discuss everything that you may know or may not know about Batman vs Superman to get yourself ready for the movie. So much stuff has happened within weeks, days before it even comes out. So let's talk about the animated films to build people up for the actual movie.
Okay.
I think a good one to actually start you off with would be, honestly, let's start off with War. Really.
You know what though? I mean, Justice League War. Look, let's preface this by saying that really all of the DC animated films are phenomenal. So it's not technically, it wouldn't matter what we said. You couldn't go wrong in terms of watching one if you haven't. But in terms of like building up to who these characters are, in terms of the way they're represented, or at least the way it appears they're going to be represented in the movie, the first thing I would say that people should watch is The Dark Knight Returns, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this movie is taking from... The Dark Knight Returns was a comic book done in like 1983 by Frank Miller. It's Superman and Batman are older. They're in like their 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And superheroing has kind of come to an end, so to speak. Like the Justice League doesn't exist anymore. They agree kind of not to be superheroes, and there's a lot to the story. The point is though that it is in this film that you see Batman in the armor that you see him in or even in that comic book that you see him in the movie the armor that he has specifically designed to fight Superman. And so it's kind of derived from that. So to really get a good idea of where some of this is coming from and that lore comes from that exists, The Dark Knight Returns is a really good place to start. It just gives you a lot of insight into kind of what was happening and why the two of them, at least at that point, don't like each other. Not that they don't like each other, but why they would be fighting.
Right.
Which I think right now, in terms of the trailers and the way they've been coming out, with like people are still kind of like, why? I don't get it. Why are they fighting? How come they don't like each other? Having said that, though, Justice League War is also a really good film because it is the introduction of the Justice League in the New 52, which is where they are technically in the comic books now, and they seem to be borrowing from both in that Batman vs Superman is also called the Dawn of Justice because it is going to be the beginning of the Justice League.
Exactly.
These are not characters who know each other. So while people are kind of like, why are they fighting? They don't know each other yet. They haven't really met. This is the first time they're meeting. They're kind of doing their own thing as superheroes.
Right.
And Justice League War kind of shows that. You know what I mean? You get Batman kind of doing his thing, meeting Green Lantern for the first time, and then the two of them actually having to take on Superman.
Right.
You need to see that. So yeah, you're right that Justice League War is still a good place because it's actually a really good prefacing for not just why they might be fighting, which is kind of borrowed from Dark Knight, but the introduction of all of the members of the Justice League, the majority of the members, I guess we should say, of the Justice League, into this film.
Right. And
I think Doom is also a good one for people to watch because of everything that Doom is based upon. Batman having contingency plans for everybody if they start to get out of place, and then being used against them, and that little back and forth they kind of have at the end, like, how would you do that to us? Somebody, y'all need to be the police. You know, we got to keep y'all in check. All that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Justice League Doom would also really be a good one for kind of getting a really good idea into the psyche of Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
As the only person on the Justice League team who doesn't have superpowers, and feeling like if any of those people got out of hand, there needs to be a plan in place to shut them down, which would explain why he could go toe to toe with the dude.
That's right.
Dude,
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking forward to most.
Yeah, and you know, actually, we had a small discussion about this a long time ago about, you know, digital giving away, you know,
Incentives and stuff like that.
and things like that. So if you actually, I think it was on PlayStation or.
Well, Xbox Live definitely has something. Generally, you know, if you go when a big movie's about to come out, you buy a DVD or something like that that's tied into them somehow. You can get like movie cash to go see the movies. Right now, if you're like an Xbox Live Gold member, they have an opportunity on there where you can actually download the films digitally, and if you're a Gold member, you will still get that movie cash.
Right.
My assumption would be they just email it to you, probably to whatever email address is tied to your Xbox Live Gold account.
So I suggest the ones that we're talking about, go watch, go download them, get that little ticket to use it to go see it.
Download them and have them and go watch the movie. But it is cool that we're seeing, again, some of those things that we talked about in digital, as incentives, things that normally you would have to go to the store to do. It's like, why do that? Now, it's interesting that you have to be a Gold member.
Who's not? But that's what
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not, So, let me ask you this. Obviously, it's a big film. It's gonna be major. Right now they're saying that it's expected to do 140 million over the first weekend. Okay.
Believe it.
It might do better than that. I think there's a possibility it does better than that.
I can see that.
I have managed to reserve I'm trying to reserve judgment for the film. I'm not super excited for this film, personally. Man of Steel was okay. I mean, it wasn't. I've said this before. It got a little too Dragon Ball for me at the end. It just did. It turned.
I see what you're saying.
It turned into Dragon Ball, or Hancock. I don't know. And I'm not. Crucify me if you need. I'm not a huge fan of the last Batman trilogy. It's okay. It's not terrible. Save it. So this doesn't really, like, the idea of the introduction of the Justice League is something that's exciting to me, because I do want to see what DC really brings to the table in terms of their live action, because having suggested that you check out their animated films, let me say that they're not really all for children. They probably should be in like the PG-13 kind of thing. And this movie's probably going to be closer to that. It's, you know what I mean? They're talking about doing a rated R cut of it.
Yeah.
For the Blu-ray release.
Yeah. What I know, the movie Batman vs Superman is actually 2 hours and 31 minutes long.
It's pretty long.
Yeah, it's a long movie by itself.
Yeah, they got to reintroduce Bruce Wayne, and you know,
I'm tired of that.
I feel you, but
yeah, but they also have to
introduce this one in this universe so people know this is not Christian Bale's Batman. This is somebody different. So they got to give some time to.
Yeah, but they also have to introduce Wonder Woman.
They do.
They have to introduce
Aquaman,
Flash, and Flash,
Cyborg. So there's a lot of introductions.
It's gonna take some time.
Yeah. But with that being said, we got news that the rated R version would have been a little bit over 3 hours long. Yeah. Which is what they said would be, you know, just pretty much some brutal fight scenes. No nudity or like excessive, you know, anything else over rated R with just fight scenes, really. So, I mean, that kind of just makes me a little less excited, because it's like, we heard about this rated R thing like weeks ago.
Right.
And so the fact that you had this idea and they were like, oh, we're just going to add in 30 more minutes of...
I mean, all right, you have to, I mean, you do have to, again, when we talked about it before, it was kind of like, look, if you're just going to like pull some stuff and throw it together and put it on the DVD or whatever to try to make like a rated R version of it, personally, I kind of feel like that's not really necessary. Like, the movie is what the movie is. But when you hear that the movie is already 2.5 hours. And if you have to cut stuff and put it on the cutting room floor, it makes the most sense to cut the stuff that would give the film a rating that would allow the least amount of people to see it. Right? So you cut it. So maybe it ends up not being so bad when you release the rated R version of it. I guess I'm okay with that as long as the regular version is still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2 hours and 31 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
Which means that this film has to maintain your attention the whole time.
Hateful Eight. Was it 2 hours 45? Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
I mean, look, Lord of the Rings, long movies, whatever, cool. Hold your attention, has some action.
Yeah.
It's not that it can't be done.
No, it can be done. They have enough, they're introducing enough superheroes in it to definitely this first time around hold your attention.
Right.
Because you want to see
I hope
them
so.
and see how they interact. And
it's going to be important how they handle the villain in this. I do think this is going to go a little more in the direction towards the end of the movie that Justice League War does. Maybe it's going to be Doomsday. Maybe it's not Doomsday who we think we saw. I mean, they said Doomsday wasn't the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
The only other person it could be, in my opinion, is Darkseid.
And we've seen
Which is what
slight
happened before.
images of parademons and Batman staring over the Darkseid Civil.
it could be a random creature they decided to make for the movie.
Yeah, that,
I'm new.
here I am.
I'm just saying it's possible.
Welcome to the DC universe. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. I'm not.
I'm just not putting it past them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you right. Yeah, I'm gonna be steaming really beaming if that happens. Though.
So, are you excited for the film?
I am excited for the film. For the simple fact of the history of the film by itself. No, seriously, I am. No, like, okay. Let me break it down.
Break it down.
Break it down. I'm excited for the film because this is something that I've been talking about since I was a child. Me and my friends, like, we've always
That
talked
wasn't that
about.
long ago. Go ahead.
2 days ago? No. We've always talked about Batman versus Superman, and this is something big for me, like, you know, just to see it actually happen. Now, the previews, the trailers is like, okay, let's still get excited for it, guys. But you know, it's at the same time, it's not giving me the same excitement that I had when I was a child. But I'm definitely amped in a way, in full Batman gear. Not now.
Batman is your dude. I ain't mad at that. Batman is your dude.
Yeah.
What's up with you, bruh?
I'm excited.
Okay.
Because as a fan of comic books and comic book movies in general,
Right.
Marvel has done a great job. I want DC to succeed. I want to keep that, build up that ride. We keep it going. I want to see the Justice League live action, full blown when the time to come, and for it to be good. So I'm anticipating it. And the title alone, it's got me. And come on now, like.
You want to see Superman get beat up? That's cool.
Yes.
I don't even think it's gonna happen, but that's
I just want one
They gonna
good
wreck it.
mollywop. I just want one solid one.
right.
Just leave the theater. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to hit Superman so hard. He looks at the screen. He be like, God damn.
Right. What did this?
Look at the audience. Y'all see this?
Like, yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
I mean, look again. I'm not. I'm gonna see it. I love comic books and comic book movies, so clearly I'm gonna go see it. But more importantly than what we think, what do y'all think?
What do you think?
What do you think? What do you expect? What are your expectations? New Joker, yay or nay?
I'm still gonna put it on the yay. I'm putting it on the yay.
Y'all heard it. It's probably okay.
Nay.
Oh!
We got our own war. You know what I'm saying? Up in here. Do us a favor. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you think.
And
Shoot
let
us
us
an
know.
email.
Let us know whose side you're picking, Batman or Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't pick Superman. But yeah, by all means, please drop us a comment. Shoot us an email at loadingsnacks@gmail.com. Let us know how you feel. Share and like this for us, please. With that, we out.